Join me as I dig into the origins of the phrase, woke up on the wrong side, and see if I can figure out why we even say it. We've all been there. You wake up in the morning and everything just feels off. You're grumpy, irritable, and nothing seems to be going right. And before you know it, someone says to you, "Hey, did you wake up on the wrong side of the bed?" But have you ever stopped to think about what that phrase actually means? I mean, is there really a right or wrong side of the bed? And why do we associate waking up on the wrong side with having a bad day? I think what's really interesting about this phrase is that it's one of those expressions that's so deeply ingrained in our language, but at the same time, it's also kind of confusing. I mean, when someone asks if you woke up on the wrong side, they're not really asking about the physical act of getting out of bed. They're asking about your mood, your attitude, your whole demeanor. But why do we link those two things together? Is it just a figure of speech, or is there something more to it? And then, there's the fact that people often feel the need to explain what they mean when they say it. "Oh, I woke up on the wrong side," as if that's supposed to convey some deeper truth about their state of mind. It's like we're trying to justify our bad mood by attributing it to some external factor, rather than taking responsibility for it ourselves. But what's really going on here? Are we just making excuses, or is there something more at play? I think what's really telling is that this phrase is often used as a way to deflect criticism or accountability. "Oh, I'm just having a bad day because I woke up on the wrong side." It's like we're saying, "Hey, don't blame me, blame the bed." But isn't that just a cop-out? Shouldn't we be taking ownership of our emotions and our actions, rather than blaming some arbitrary concept like the wrong side of the bed? One of the most fascinating things about the phrase, "woke up on the wrong side," is its historical origins. Believe it or not, this phrase has its roots in ancient cultures, where the way you got out of bed was seen as an indicator of your spiritual alignment for the day. In ancient Egypt, for example, the left side of the body was considered the unclean side because that's where the heart was located, and getting out of bed on that side was seen as a bad omen. Similarly, in ancient Greece, the right side was considered the proper side because that's where the liver was located, and the liver was seen as a symbol of life and vitality. But these cultural associations went even deeper. In many ancient societies, the bed was seen as a symbol of the threshold between the conscious and subconscious mind. Getting out of bed on the wrong side was seen as a sign that you were somehow out of balance, that your energies were misaligned. And that's where the phrase, "woke up on the wrong side," really comes from. It's a holdover from these ancient beliefs about the spiritual significance of getting out of bed. What's really interesting, though, is how this phrase has evolved over time. From its origins in ancient cultures to its modern-day usage as a way to describe a bad mood, the phrase, "woke up on the wrong side," has taken on a life of its own. And what's even more fascinating is how it's been adapted and modified to fit different cultural contexts. For example, in some African cultures, getting out of bed on the wrong side is seen as a sign of good luck, because it's believed to bring you closer to your ancestors. One of the most surprising things I learned while researching this phrase is just how widespread it is. From ancient cultures to modern-day idioms, the idea that getting out of bed on the wrong side has some kind of significance is a thread that runs throughout human history. And that's what's really cool about language. It's this constant evolution, this constant adaptation that reflects our deepest fears, desires, and beliefs. So what have we learned about the phrase, "woke up on the wrong side"? At its core, it's a phrase that's all about balance, about finding that delicate harmony between our conscious and subconscious minds, between our rational and emotional selves. And when we say it, we're not just talking about our mood, we're talking about the deeper state of our being. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the origins of "woke up on the wrong side." If you've got your own theories about what this phrase means, or if you've got a favorite language-related mystery, let me know in the comments below.